expecting. According to the book of Hebrew. I'm a pastor, that's what you must know. I want to greet my other friends and family, the Mabangas, of course, together with the PEG 20. You know, you have a special place in my heart. And yes, Machankura. And I always, when I see something, I will talk, not in public, but I will call someone separately. And I don't take hearsays. I always want to found, you remember, they say I'm a former policeman, so I must get the evidence. If it's training, it's about someone teaching someone how to shoot a gun, how to crawl, how to dodge a bullet. When I arrived in the police college, we were told those things. How to disassemble the rifle, the pump action, 12 gauge. And there's another small gun, which is an ankle gun, which you cannot see. Mostly it's a concealed gun. All those guns, Z88 or Pito Barreto. So all those things we were taught. How to run with your bulletproof. Let me tell you. You see me not waking up to go to that class, CSM, is because of training. I've trained. And it's irritating when punishment is training, running, mark time on the move, not just here, but on the step hill. So when you see those guys having Umkaba now, it's the government who has let them down, I'm sorry to say, because the diet in the college and the diet at home in their pocket is not the same. But I thank God that while I was there, I found forever, 2012 March, with my late wife, Bhekisisa Mbatha. Guys, I want to address you to say, we cannot forget who we are or where we come from. If it was so, the Jews will forget about the Holocaust. If it was so, we will forget about our forefathers and parents and how the brave Zulus who fought for this land, the very same land we're in, the warriors of this kingdom, we will have forgotten about ourselves and our children will have no direction. We can't forget about the July the 4th, as the Americans, they themselves, they cannot forget how their nation was unified on that day. Therefore, we cannot stand divided also as Africans and point fingers that this one is from that side, this one is from that side. Let us have the transparency and understanding and love one another, because I'm telling you, all of us here, 400 of us, if you can take the DNA of each and every one, you will find that you are related to Mselim. And Mselim find that is related to Inus. I'm telling you. And you will be shocked. Therefore, we are Africans. And we rise with responsibility. So let us rise with that responsibility of knowing we can't forget who we are. Saying so, I want to take you. Manda! Our forever, away too. Dare to rise. You know, when Oni asked me to come here, I'm saying, this lady, hey, she's too much. Hey, I'm coming back to you in 3 days. Imitating the Lord. Thinking I will come back and rise and tell her the answer. I said, I'll come back in 3 days. And there she is, Mr. Mbatha. You know, Oni, she always have this thing of making you Mr. Banga, even if you didn't want. But when she said Mr., you just see that you are obliged to say yes. And then she said, Mr. Mbatha, you don't have 3 days. And then now she starts to project why she doesn't have it 3 days. I say, standing here, I consult, not only to men, but to God. I said, okay, it's fine, Oni. You know, so now I'm saying, guys, when I took this, I said, but I'm honey. I am honey. I don't expire. I didn't expire, but this is about how things have been. And believing in this story I'm going to tell you is going to make you to understand that maybe 50% or 40 or 85% of you, but I can speak much about my team. They face a lot of challenges, attacks, marriage being broken, people divorcing, painful things happening. And I used to go to Toby and say, Toby, is it me who have caused this or what? Because of how things were happening, it was not easy. So now, Dare to Rise is not only for me, but it's also for those who have went and suffer the consequence of things that they were not aware of and unknown for them. Dominic Brown is saying, the key to life is the resilience. You will always be knocked down. It is the getting up that counts. I look at this and say, really, God, what is the reason that you have brought us here for? Because the truth is, we're out of the Eden, but we are living in the Eden if you believe in Him. But the best way to do that, it is to do things that are already set now. The system, you will be able to overcome it when you do these things with what? Power, strength, which is strength, and that resilience, and also have that authority to say, this is not what I'm made for. If it's negative, it's not for you. So, looking in all that, I was with my family, my children. I have to look where I'm coming from. My foundation, I was never born saved. This is my faith, but more than that is my way of life. I will tell you the truth. When Bhekisisa left, a woman whom I did not know, the lady brought them in and said they are here for a business. And I said to her, these people are not here for a business other than to hear who I am and what God has done. And what they're also going to tell me what God wants to do. And the woman spoke and said, your alarms have been heard from heaven for the families you have touched. And God says, He spoke to you, but you didn't hear the time that this is going to happen. Now, brace up, rise up. It was not easy. I'm talking about 2018. The wounds were still fresh. Like a warrior coming from the battlefield who felt that they've lost. Imagine you as the king in your kingdom and your woman who's a Proverb 31 woman, who is a queen running in the field. And you get the recognition because of her. And now suddenly the queen is dead. Imagine how the England people felt like when the queen has died. I found this very intimidating and asking, where is God? I remember one day we went to the cemetery and my daughter asked, because the Bible said, teach them while they're young so that they won't depart from their path. I said to them, they said, Dad, why there is a stone on our mother's body? Isn't it that the Lord Christ rose and the stone was rolled off? I said, my son and my daughter, everything has a time. I'm telling you, little did I know that there was going to be a short knife that will come also in the family. If that short knife came and I was still living the way I was living pre-2001, believe me, I'm sorry, I have to tell you, I'm coming from a family which has had people who are respected in prison, dangerous people. I felt that this short knife I would have just taken out, or those people would have taken out. But because I've been true to this foundation of the Word of God, I said this was declared in the beginning, even before I came to pass. My days were written before I even came to exist. I was intimate with the Lord even on the days I came to exist. So this also shall pass. So I've been kept by this book. I am not I live with all kinds of people. Because it is not about you only speaking the book, but it's the way you are living that will speak to other people to say, who are you? Now, in my mind for that whole year and other years, Majamini knows I'm so thankful about this woman of God, Linda Woodland Hart, because she understood every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the what? From the Father of the heavenly light, who does not change like shifting shadows. You know who are the shifting shadows? It's people. Today they're here, you can tell where's my shadow is there. It's just shift. If I go, there's another one. You see? So people will always shift in your life. But the Heavenly Father won't shift. I'm telling you, even your wife can shift in a position. Oh, Papa, we have been together with my lovely Sylvia. You will cry because that is why many men, they say, I cannot do it anymore. And throw the rope and take themselves out. Forgetting that if you have done it before, you can do it again. It depending who's your source and who is your foundation. Blessed is he who built on the rock and the one who built on the sand. Now, when I look at this, I saw the gift of God. Lo muntu wesifazane wayebuye ezilalini zaseBhetshwana kaloku ko-Alfred Nzo. Udlule pha uyengala ya oMamfere, udlule koJolo, udlulela uzofika kubona oBhaxane ba. So ubuye ke Gauteng uthi awuthi ngiyithathe ngapha ngase Queenstown ngoba ngiyabona iNatal sengathi ibhizi ngapha eNzansi ngako Flagstaff. So uthi ayini kodwa izomthathela kude ishona eNzansi kakhulu. So this woman was from the rural of the rural. She was born alone also from her mother, so as I. I was the only one in my mother's womb, so as her. Our bond was unbreakable. But it was a pain when the time goes by, you hear things, but we'll continue. March is a part of that blessing. 2012, we're looking for an opportunity. We've went to those people about Bhekisisa property, Pesi forever, I'm leaving without finishing. What was we own? You'll never own it. And I was very skeptical. Umama zama nanga la kuthi apha weke there's izinto eseziningi manje ngamula cut. You know, because it was too much. But the one day she came and said to me, she was a daring woman. She said, my name, I don't remember signing. She says, yeah, now you get cut dark. You will think whether you are in or out. But me, I'm in. Hey. I said, what is this? Little did I know that I have been shamed because Gog Margaret has to come and borrow us the merely 1,000. How much Gogo? 600? Oh. 1,008 that time to be a member. You know. So now, can you imagine how broke we were? But throughout this time, we overcame a lot of things. As Oni was standing here yesterday, she says, you were first time what? GLT. And then from the following year of that, we were what? EGLT. Coming after Mama Indigo, may her soul rest in peace. And Mama Indigo was like a mother as well. She says, my children, we are old. We want you in this. In this team, but we have never competed with anyone, but we have competed with ourselves. When I released the rope, we said, come, Pesi, come, Mabanga. We were all doing that. I remember someday, a very top leader says, hey, I see you are coming. I said, no, we are not coming for anyone. We are coming for our things, for ourselves. You know? Because if we know we are coming for you, we found you there. How can I kick you out of your space or your house? If I say a house is lovely, I will only fight to build my own house. So from this time, we see the greatness. Everything was going well during this season until that day of night. It was like the sun has stopped. It was like now, no one is there. Actually, you see them by the time of the event where you are escorting someone to the last house, that they will be there, but suddenly the house goes empty. You hear everything. You are only left. Those children, some other things that have happened, I stood for those children. Kabisile fall on the battlefield on the day of June. And there was nothing I could do anything about it. I cried. I said, this woman is the one who comforted me during my mother's time. Now she's gone. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. Standing there, I'm looking actually at that FBO number. Forever Business Owner number 1. All the memories are running in my head at that time. There's a sticker there for Chalang Sifuba, the way that was spoken. By this time, I am bruised, I am broken, and I feel forsaken. Not because there are no people around me, but because of things that are starting to happen around me. Many things have been said in corridors which could have led me to stop. Many things I faced. I remember 2018, another top somebody says something and shifting the focus of the team while the team was expecting to reap from that top somebody. But it was for that time. There was a reason. I walk like this, taking care of the kid. The helper just left because Bekshonwa Njalo na Bube Zimbabwe. Bekshonwa like this entire man. What's going on here? And I remember on her first week she arrived, I paid her the full salary because she had to go and bury someone at home. And I was left. Up until now we moved to a new house, she never came back. Yo, that time it was that time I have to do everything on my own. Ironing, doing this, taking kid to school. I remember one day I break down in the kitchen. I tried. And the business is still here. Bonkos is not here, but I want to thank that boy. Because at some point I was insulted with him. They thought maybe I'm co-hosting with Bonkos or something. Bonkos is Bonkos, I'm me. And me, I'm a man. And I like women, not men. That is me. But I spoke the truth to the young man. Many are the plans in what? In person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Remember, out of being bruised, broken, and feeling forsaken, I've tried to do all things by my own will. Nothing indeed is permanent. I try to do anything by my own will. I've only shut my eyes and said I will do it on my own. It's like, God, where you see what you have put me in. Remember Job, he was in that situation. I was like, And then the mistakes were happening. But I never sell out my children. That is why I have to cut some other ties. But other people who did not know, I'm saying this because this is what they say to you. I'm telling you, someone was telling yesterday, says gossip is not going to put any bill or pay any bill. People forget to focus on their businesses. I'm telling you, here, I have to protect my kids. But I'm thankful that I have families that were what? Comforting me. Them celebus, them mabangas, in our trips. You know, it was an unusual sight. Falling down is a part of life. Getting back is a living. These are the pillars which has led me to bounce back. Yeah, this woman once said, Kabisile masale Mbatha. Whenever you make decisions that concerns your future, you need to be sober. Don't be emotional. Don't go with a hype. Don't fight battles with your future. Do not be greedy. And never compete with anyone. Your future is in your hands. I don't believe that I come this far. I'm happy and I've never changed my mind. Oops. True friends, they are very rare. They are very rare. They are like a weather in Gauteng, of a summer weather in Gauteng during the winter time. You won't find them. But true friendship, they echo the weight. There are people whom I've adopted. Some they're not from my team. They come from Team Pang. They are my family. Why? Because they saw something in me. I saw something in them. And they are alive. And I'm alive. Family, my children, will always say, it's going to be better. Matandra, my son, will always say, remember, these children will preach back to me. You remember what you have done with my mind. It's going to happen, Daddy. Don't worry. Give it time. Resilience. Tandoga is always reciting scriptures back to me. One day, Daddy, you'll find someone like Mama. She won't be like Mama, but she will be, you know. Those were the moments where often being down, but they were saying things. And the business will come back. Good counsel from pastors. self-encounter of where I'm coming from, looking back and check how many battles I've overcame. God and the courage, that's what has took me into where I am. Oh, this thing can really delay, eh? When you said I must press it once, I'm pressing it once, it's taking forever. I'm just gonna roll like this now. You know, sometimes you will be feel like what you are doing, no one is seeing you. But the truth is, those who remain doing their 4cc, 1cc, they're what? They're like your mother who cheer you up in your business. Because there are those moments where you see like there's nothing happening. And also, if you have given birth to such independent people, they are like that mother. Because they are moving. It doesn't mean because you are not moving, they won't be moving. So this is how the pillars of bouncing back. You create what? A plan by starting what? With the small calculated steps. Be persistent, be helpful to your team by availing yourself. I was not going to avail myself from Mobile. Unless I phone at Mbatha, I can take a flight anywhere and get there. Isn't it I'm getting paid? Yes. I feed them, I gave them the milk, that time, and that meat, that time. Yes. And they stood and they became who they are. I have no beef for them to become who they are. Because the truth is, where they've seen it. Where they've seen it. Yes, they've learned it from me. So now, if they live it, why must I be angry? You know. So my focus here on to be helpful, I was looking to those guys who have been long supervisors, those who were long doing something. Empathy and sympathy was going for them. Those small steps and those new people who are coming, those are the people I stick with them more. And you know some of them without knowing, but you recognize them. And you even spoke a word about that August. It's because they arrive. Communicating your commitment to them and what? And finding out where they are stuck. Because why? If you're all stuck and you learn West, you must find a way out. You know their performance. Where can I be helped? Where do you need the incentive? You do that. That is what I did. Incentivize those that are active. Can you imagine? I focus on Mobile and Pesi, who are flowing, who are in a yacht. At some point they're in a jet. At some point they're in a big ship. And then there's this someone who haven't built or get the license of that yacht to operate or to get in a small boat. That means I will be taking the resources in the wrong place. They spoke yesterday about Team A and Team B. Some of these Team Bs, they become Team A now. Incentivize those that are what? Active. That is what has been happening behind the scenes. I'm mostly a person who does not like to show. I'm that person who likes to work behind the scenes. And I don't want anytime people to catch up with my life and what I'm doing. But I'm available to those who seek me out. Reminding them of what? Of their why. Because always it is the why that will keep us. Kapsila used to say, when you've reached your why, start another one. Be humble and speak to your team's importance. Don't be a boss or feel like you owe them or you own them actually. Reassure them. Here there are people that I don't know, but always they can stop me and ask for 2 or 3. Because the person I am, I will say something that's positive. If something is unfounded, we always look for evidence. If there's no evidence, nothing we can do. Reassure them that I'm still here. Regain their trust. I remember on this day that we went on the mountain in Andorra. You were not that time there in this trip because I didn't see you. There, Percy was there, and all the men were drivers. I was only feeling for Umabang Obagazwan dust because it was dusty there. So we had to put those heads and we drive up the mountain hill. There are many things there. They're small logs because there are woods around that hill, around toward that mountain. So coming back is exactly like that. There are small logs. In this car, you are not familiar with it. That means meeting new people also who are not familiar with you. But if there is a common goal, you will click, and also you will work toward that goal. God will send people to you to lift you up. I know who I am. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 3 speaks about that. I've known you and I've ordained you my prophets even before you were in your mother's womb. So now I knew that when this thing happened, I was looking back in all these times, keeping what? The committing to the goal. Now when people are here, they say, Mbatha, where are we going? Now we said, guys, this is the goal. Where do you want to go? They said, this is what we want to go. I'm telling you, I've been tanked by cows. I've been given cows by these people, sheep by these people for what I've done for them. While I said, it is not my doing, it's God doing, but they said, it is you who have brought us here. Keep your word on what you have promised. Prioritize openness. I'm just going to do this now because it took forever. Be transparent and be inclusive. This is how we've been operating in my family. We've been inclusive. I don't say because Baga Ngobile or Baga Chobega. No. When they see me, it goes like that. Because why would I be inclusive? I remember one day, Usive is there. I was called for in Otaga Munduasive or Retenile over distranded. Also deduct on the Mr. Pang 2 rand. Imagine me and Leon. But no, we have to tell you, Mr. Mbatha, that 2 rand, which is 8 times. It's fine. You see now, you cannot be saying Usive. Eh? Be inclusive of your people. You are their leader. They know forever because you came only about Irene and the others who are coming after Irene. Be trustworthy. You and your team will have what? A much smoother time getting to where you want to go. And you are much more likely to achieve success. Your team will want to follow you wherever you are and hear that and what? And will be motivated, committed and inspired to get there. I'm telling you, as I'm here only, there are people who are like, Siyabonga Baba that you are here. I'm like, eh? Others they're saying, you kept our faith. While we knew, I never stop any single day to come to Debo or forever event unless there's something matters. Since can be slept. Greg in America knows about that. 5 steps to leading your team as you rise. Build trust. Use things, not people. Oh. Love people, not things. Oh. Because when the things are not there, you're going to try to love people, and people will be going to things because you have loved things. When you have used people, people will run now to go to use their things. You think, hey, they don't want me. No, they are using things. Now it's their time. Build trust. When you build trust, you what? With your team, the following becomes better. Communication, delegation, and you are open to each other's vulnerabilities. There's no leader who must claim that he's not vulnerable. At some point, we are all becoming vulnerable. This fosters what? A conducive environment for growth. Because they see you're not a robot, you're a human being. Trust is valuable currency in this business or any other life and business. When there is a trust, time gets what? Freed up to focus on other things like growing other teams and people. When Oni trusted the Mac, she trusts them that they will do what is supposed to be done. Yeah. And her time will be freed. Me, I'm always feeling for you though. To say, hey, this woman, hi. Because I don't sleep early myself. I can't sleep before 12. There's a battle we need to fight in the spirit before we sleep. You know, you lead while the work is still what? Get done efficiently and effectively. When what? You have built this trust. That is where you say, like, we are coming. Why must now? I'm like, I have to police you. Sometimes, guys, I'm telling you the truth, I forget. I run sometimes with the things of the ministry. I run, go to Eastern Cape, go to families that you have never met, that I've never met. Because I have to respect my call. You are here, guys, because this was prophesied on my life. Some year 2011 about this business. This group was I have to honor that God, because when God speaks a prophet upon your life only, it's not for you, it's for his kingdom, the people that will eat from that. So you can't now think, I've made it, I've arrived. No. At the end of the day, there is one common place where all these things we have achieved, they will never enter. It's the grave. I'm working not only for the physical kingdom, but the spiritual heavenly kingdom. I do not want to. I remember one day, the small knife said to me, you must stop this thing of praying for the people in the office. I used to have an office that time in Forever. I said, this is my ministry. Your mom says used to be your ministry is my ministry, because I was preordained. If I can tell you about my testimony, how the enemy has tried to kill me more than once, a bullet in the heart, an evil spirit when I was turning 13, actually I died that time. It's another story for another day. But now when I look to all those things, they brought me say, you cannot give up now. When I was pushed in the trolley in the hospital, a boy who was crippled, you think I'm telling you a joke or a myth. He says, you are not going to die. God has something to do about your life. Person, whether you like it or not, you emanate what I am. Mabanga, you are my brother. Tobeka, you are my sister. And when I didn't know you are my wife. So, with all this, I cannot let you down. When you achieve, I'm achieving. I must accept that at some point, I will be 24 years like Mr. Panga. Why must I be competing with my children? I can't compete. They're doing right. This is a sign of building deep and wide. Build deep and wide, guys. You see, they've done their part. Now, only my part was left with who? With me. Hence, I have to go and fight for it. You know? When time comes for you to rise as a leader, when your team will be ready to grow with you and inspired to get there. Because everyone will know where to go, about Parks. They will know. Parks, who knows who Parks, how we fight for her life with Gabi. Where she is yesterday, I didn't even see it was Parks. That shows there is a great transformation that is taking place. And now she's saying, now I'm no longer Pagama, Giakhanyisa. Now I'm bringing light. Step, learn to listen to your people. In the police, they used to say, listening is a skill. By right, about 10. Yeah? So, if you go left, they say, another right. You fashola. They will call you a spade. So you must learn to articulate. Listen. You know, if you listen, what happens? You see an empty jar, the other jar is packed. What do? You are pouring in us. You are pouring to the jar. That is you who's the listener. And the other jar gets healed and went. I remember Colonel Napo one day when I was very vocal. I remember I was supposed to be a politician. I said to her, I'm tired of this. She says, Mbatha, you cannot. If you stop, you will die. She said, that is why the police, they take guns and shoot themselves, because they have no one to talk to. So don't die. Don't let your business to die. Listen to those small conversations. I know who I've listened to. Sometimes I will go like, until who's a figure manje manje. Let's not join any now. You must rise. Then that means what? I've listened to them. Job says, God spoke once and I've heard twice. We all like to be heard. Frustrations often occurs when you feel what? Devalued. Listening is a valuable skill to have. It is a powerful way to improve your team experience and performance. Sometimes someone was telling me, so is not going to come to the convention. I said, in my heart, I don't tell this person, Ukumo actually, I am not going to phone this individual. I am not God, because this individual, I spent time praying with this individual and guiding this individual, assuring this individual to stay in the position. I'm keeping this individual concealed, I won't say the name. So it is a powerful way to improve your team experience. It always you to have what? It allows you to have what? An active role in your team's processes. Through what? Listening to their feedback on their challenges. I didn't say problems because it's not like those movies, I want problems. No, challenges, they are your decorations. Challenges, they are what? They are your decorations. They are preparing you for a new path. I want you to say, with forever, everything works for my good. I'm saying this because you guys, you only read the Bible the way it only says. The Bible says, according to the book of John, chapter 4, verse 4, a man shall not live by what? By bread alone, but every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. So when you say this thing, that with my forever, everything works for better good, who have created forever? Of course, Rex, then God who ordained Rex to carry this opportunity. So we are not wrong. So it will allow you to do things right and make better decisions out of those challenges. This will also what? Foster a collaborative environment that will what? What will boost your productivity and make your team feel valued. Always take time to check both the front and the rear to ensure the individuals you are leading are in place. Because it's very nice and good to go. And now you don't look at the rear. How are you going to change the lane to another rank? How is it going to happen to don't see who? You heard what Jenny says. For her to move to another rank, she had to bring 2 people to become managers. That is to look at the rear. So there are many people during the season who are at the rear. And when I look at the mirror, they are flapping the light. I say, hey, let me hear what they're saying. And indeed, they were saying what makes sense. Be patient and open. Be patient, open, and understanding. Energy flows where attention goes. The lack of what? Patience, transparency, and empathy is what most leaders have. It's true. Because why? They are operating in a fast lane. So even where there's a potential, they end up what? Not picking it up. That's what I did. I have to look where there was potential. And I found it, they were there. And I wanted to hear also, what is it that has been keeping them back, as I've said. These characteristics are important traits in what? In leading people, and one should strive to obtain them as part of their character. Don't be self-centered. A self-centered person is someone who will never teach someone about how to make level 3 check. Bob Margaret, you remember, your daughter taught you and said, come here, Bob, I'm tired of this thing. Come here. I said, the qualifying system, qualifier with the head. But come here, Gogo. This is what you must do. And do Gogo, amounted GLT and the check. You know? So, because why? We didn't look at us and say, we said we are all in this. That is the spirit that makes what? Growth. We are all in this. Yeah, only from now on I vow. I will rally behind you as long as you keep me. I know sometimes I have an intimidating appearance. Of course, I'm an ex-cop, and the anointing plays that role. Ngobile, I will also rally behind you. Tobego, I will rally behind you. As long as I breathe, As long as I'm here, I'll be where you want me. And I'm not a gate crasher. Only the company event I can crash. Only saw me somewhere. I do that when I want. I will only, when I'm invited, I will come to a spot. The journey is not about you, it's about those you lead and your team. Be the leader you yourself will want to follow. That is why no. Guys, 6 years of speeding. 6 years of speeding during that time, what we have acquired on in 6 years is impossible. It is really impossible. Building strong leaders, independent in 6 years, like they become powerhouses.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Izinto ezingabheki bank balance, madoda. Be the leader you yourself you want to follow. If you can be patient with yourself, then you can be patient with others. I'm talking, there will be moments, Mr. Panga, where people are like, oh, I cannot go further. You say, no, man, I'm not a second. Walk at least. Do that 4. Keep on until something happens. Don't stop doing 4. Because the problem is when you start to do everything completely out of what the company policy says. Yeah. If you can be patient with yourself, you can be patient with others. You must possess what? The ability to place yourself in someone's shoes or that of your team. I'm trying to run now. Always speak to the people in a manner that they want to understand. Appear as one in what? In what you do for better understanding in your team. I can't now have a complaint about someone and then I just go there and now I'm accusing someone. That's why I've said you must get understanding. And in my team they know, people they know me, I always strive for peace, for unity. Talking to those people, they know. They know, I might not mention names, but they know what I've been doing. Because why? Remember, the snake thrives in a rough terrain. But when everything is smooth, the snake cannot move because it is too sharp for it and too swivel for it. So it's too smooth, so it cannot move. Because remember, those limbs there, they are the one that make it move in a rough terrain. So let's stop the fluid and every other thing that are unnecessary. You'll see the growth just comes boom, boom, because God is happy when there's unity. Acknowledge where you are at. This is what I had to acknowledge. I'm telling you, these steps, they were not easy. I look. Guys, don't ever think NECC is easy to do. Because you will not respect someone's effort when you do so. No, find a way. Hey, how can we? You know, I had to do. I have to do things that I never think I will do because that is what we must do. You shall never be big to make a sale. Don't ever be big to make a sale. A big dare to rise moment for me was when I came to understand that there are a lot of people who are counting on me as a leader and who flourish when I flourish. I had to reconnect with the vision of my family, our mission, and our goals. I had to be realistic about what it will take for me to achieve them, regardless of what was happening around me. Remember, the war will keep on happening. You will only achieve it by winning battles. It's a segment in life. This has been the lifeline that got me out of a place of frustration and stagnation. It has been said that you must take a huge leap of faith to get to your dreams. But I dare you to start with small, calculated steps. Don't look down on yourself on what? To have to restart at the starting line. I was telling someone, I said, look, you may feel like now everything is there. Let me tell you, right now, in this journey, there are people who have been forgetting that they are doing forever. Go down to meet the people. That is why these politics will go to the people and say, hey, you work ground, you work ground, you work ground. Because, hey, bandeni, ila bisihlahla sikhula khona, sincela khona amanzi. Don't look down to yourself by having to start where the path may seem to be difficult again. That is where the path to success begins again. Remember, people, they cross the line when they are running. But if there's another competition, where they go back again to the line. No one is a champion. You might be a champion, but that time, you're not wearing your belt to say you're a champion. Because there are people who are in that race, who are looking for that belt or for that championship. In finishing, know where you are going. This beautiful woman, I'm so surprised that I found people who caught this vision without me telling them about it. The way they honor the person they've never seen, I'm shocked. I said, how come? Never forget Mobile. 20 millionaires, they still need to come. Acknowledge where you're starting from and then be prepared to build to where you are going. Have a destination in your mind, your target. Be clear about what it will take you to get there and share it with your team. I remember when we were at Hayward in Pretoria, we were first time GLT in South Africa, and where Mr. Rex Mon was there, he spoke about a story of a hare and a tortoise. He said the hare was so blasphemous and very arrogant. It ran, and then it keep on dancing on the way, it keep on sleeping and even doing the reverse, you know. The tortoise is still focused on its path. Until the hare was like, because he wanted to show off, then he slept, says, and then what happened? The tortoise passed. So I'm saying this, keep the momentum. If others, they move like a hare, it's fine. If you are moving like a tortoise, but you know your destination, remember, it is always better to start and finish than not to start and finish. Remember that you are not alone in this. Involving your team will help them what? To know they are what? Part of a great purpose. Let them be inspired by your dreams. Your rise is not for you alone. I've said to someone here who's a first-time Czech qualifier, I said, you need to close this door. Because this door, you have been always been denied. Don't die at the door. Enter the door. Don't allow the door to cut you. Enter the door. The door sometimes might be narrow. In this door of a church, sometimes it becomes narrow. It's not about everyone. One comes on, no. It can be narrow. So I said to this individual, once you enter in this door, you will see the breakthrough that's going to happen because it's for you and your team. I thank you all and I thank you very much.